Hey, Cub fans! Thanks for joining us on Cubs 24/7, where Randy talks Cubs. We're going to talk about Caleb Kilian today. And before we get started, I know that many of you watching are familiar with sort of our situation with Caleb, and some of you aren't. But before we get started, I just want to tell you that when I started doing the research to put this video together, my first thought was that I had given up on Caleb Kilian, written him off. I don't see it happening. And as I went through it, not that that's really changed. My level of optimism is still low on Caleb Kilian, but I think at the end of it, I sort of come down to this. He's got 2 strikes. He's got one more shot. So for me, I would say they're not going to give up on him. He's ranked 23rd on our prospect top 30 list, and they're not going to give up. He's probably going to get one more shot, but I'm not all that optimistic that it's going to turn out well. But I also think that, I'm in for one more shot with Caleb Kilian. So that's kind of where we are. And I think as we go through and look at where he's been, what he's doing, what his struggles are now, and the good news is I think we've isolated his struggles. And as we get down to the end, I show you the numbers, talk about his pitches, his pitch mix, and where he's struggling. I think we'll all come to the same conclusion. All right, we know what the problem is. The question is there a fix? And the reason I'm not sure is because of his age. He's not a 21-year-old. So, but with all that being said, let's just go ahead. Let's get to know Caleb John Kilian, born June 2nd, 1997. So he's 26 now. He'll turn 27 during the season. He's a big guy, 6'4", 180. He is number 23 on the Cubs top 30 prospect list. He's from Flower Mound, Texas. Went to college at Texas Tech. He played at Texas Tech from 2017 to 2019. Freshman year, he went 6-0 with a 3.55 ERA in 19 games. One of those as a starter. He had 2 saves. He pitched a total of 38 innings as a freshman, finished with a 1.263 whip, struck out 35, and walked 23 as a 20-year-old freshman in 2017 at Texas Tech. As a sophomore in 2018, he goes 9-3 with a 3.24 ERA in 20 games, but he started 11 of them. Through 72 innings total, struck out 63, walked 28, dropped his whip down to 1.217. So improved in every category from his freshman year to his sophomore year. And he was selected by the Orioles in the 2018 draft in the 20th round, and he decided not to sign. So he returns to Texas Tech for his junior year in 2019, does well. 8-3 with a 3.92 ERA in 17 games, all starts. Through 96 in the third innings, had a 1.1 whip, 89 Ks, 20 bases on balls. So in his 3 years of college, he had really good stat line, 3.61 ERA in 206 and 2/3 innings, 1.171 whip, had averaged 3.1 walks per 9 and 8.1 strikeouts per 9. So that's Caleb John Kilian's college career. And that caused the San Francisco Giants to select him in the 2019 draft, selected in the 8th round, and Caleb signed. So Caleb Kilian is now in 2019. He's in the Giant organization. They signed him to rookie ball, the Arizona League Giants. He plays in 6 games, pitches 12 innings, gives up 6 hits, no runs, struck out 11, walked 2. So that's a pretty dominant introduction in rookie ball in 2019. They bumped him up to the low-A Salem Kaiser Volcanoes, where he threw just 1 game in 4 innings total, just gave up a hit, 6 Ks, no walks. So his whole and it was short, obviously, but his first year in professional baseball, he wasn't touched. So really looked good. Now, he only threw a total of 16 innings over 7 games, but that's what happened in 2019. So at this point, it's looking really good for Caleb. Then 2020 comes, and he misses the season due to COVID, so he's on hold. He returns in 2021. The Giants assign him to the Eugene Emeralds, and that's in High A. He pitches in 4 games for the Emeralds, has a 1.25 ERA, 21 2/3 innings, 32 strikeouts, and 1 walk with the Emeralds High A. So pre-COVID year, in that short stint in rookie ball and with the Salem Kaiser Volcanoes, untouched. Then his first stint in 2021 in 4 games with the Emeralds in High A, 1.25, 32 strikeouts and 1 walk in 21 2/3 innings. So, I mean, at this point, his stock is really high. He's 24 years old, too. That's the other thing. Keep in mind that Caleb he's not a young prospect. He's going to be 27 years old in the 2024 season. So as a 21-year-old or a 24-year-old in 2021, he gets bumped up to Double-A to the Richmond Flying Squirrels. The Flying Squirrels of Richmond, I said. He pitches 63 innings, comes with an ERA of 2.43, strikes out 64 and walks 8. My goodness. Now we know why the Cubs were interested. See, that's where Caleb was when the trade happened on July 30th of 2021. Cubs traded KB, Chris Bryant, for Alexander Canario and Caleb Kilian, and that's what they saw, right? I'm like, oh, yeah. I mean, you traded KB, you're going to get something, right? So that's what they thought they were getting. In his really only 2 professional years, seasons, well, 1.5, he was pretty much untouchable. So we trade him July 30th, 2021. We sign him to Tennessee. In Tennessee, he pitches 4 games, all starts. Throws to a 4.02 ERA, 15 2/3 innings, strikes out 16 and walks 4. So, he wasn't untouchable, but a pretty good stint in Tennessee. His 2021 totals, combining with the Eugene Emeralds, the Flying Squirrels, and the Smokies, 2.42 ERA in 19 games, all starts, 100 innings and a third, 112 Ks, and just 13 bases on balls. So at the end of the 2021 season, Caleb Kilian's stock is just really high. So he plays in the Arizona Fall League, 2021, pitches in 5 games, has 2 starts, pitches 14 innings. ERA got up to 5.14, 1.214 whip, had 18 strikeouts and walked 5, but he won the Arizona championship game. He got the win in the MVP of that game. He went 6 perfect innings. So he started that game and took him through 6 facing the minimum. So there we are. 2021 Caleb Kilian. We think we really have something. I mean, obviously it looks like it. His presence, he's 6'4", he's a big guy. I got to tell you, when I first saw him and watched him, my first thought was Mark Pryor. I was like, oh, that's got to, that's that kind of size. So that's where we are. Let's go to 2022. What happened? Well, he starts in Iowa, pitches 26 games, all starts again, has a 4.22 ERA, 106 2/3 innings with a 1.566 whip. Not great, not horrible. Based on what he's done, we could see a little bit of that. So the Cubs added him to the 40-man roster on June 4th of 2022, and he was promoted, got his first start against the Cardinals. So now let's just go. This is where it goes awry. What did he do in 2022 with the Cubs? Well, he had 3 starts. In those 3 starts, he threw 11 1/3 innings. He had an ERA of 10.32, a whip of 2.029, struck out 9, but he walked 12. Those are numbers that we just haven't been seeing from him. The 12 walks in 9 Ks in 11 innings, that was an anomaly. We just didn't see that coming. And, okay, nervous, Cubs debut, I get it, right? So that's what happened in 2022. It didn't look good. 2023 starts back in Iowa. Throws 25 games, 24 starts, 120 in a third innings, 4.56 ERA, 95 Ks, 36 walks. So sort of back to what you might expect. Gets called back up, gets the 1 strike. This comes number 2. In 2023, with the Cubs, pitches in another 3 games, has 1 start. His ERA goes to 16.88. He gives up 10 earned runs in 5 1/3 innings. 2.813 whip, gave up 13 hits. Just got hammered. So in his minor league career, college improvement all along, starts his professional career really well, almost untouchable in rookie ball and in low A, and does really well. And then he comes with the Cubs, and he's just completely, totally out of his league. And both times. I mean, in 2022, it was bad. It got worse in 2023. So that's where we are with Caleb Kilian. And the 2 strikes are the 2022 outings with the Cubs and the 2023. I guess they plan to give him a third try because he's in the organization where he's pitching. He's on the prospect list. He's on the 40-man roster. So you're going to see Caleb Kilian. We're going to see it at least one more time. So what's the situation? What's he got? Well, I broke it down, and here's what we've got. He's got, I'll call it 5 pitches, if you want to kind of spread it out that way. So he has a repertoire. So he has fastballs that he throws in 3 very distinct differences, very distinctively different, but they're all classified as a fastball. I'll talk about the one he throws most often first. The one he throws most often is his 4-seamer that touches 98. In 2023, he threw that 35% of the time. He's got a 91 to 95 mile an hour sinking fastball that he threw 28% of the time. And he's got a cutter version that he throws between 88 and 93 miles per hour that he threw 20% of the time. So fastball, 3 very distinctively different pitches, but he threw those for about 84% of his pitches. He's got a curveball that ranges between 75 and 78 miles per hour, and he threw that about 16%. The problem is that he gets hit, the fastballs, all the versions, they get hit when he misses his spot. And it's not unusual, but the pitches aren't so good, so nasty, that if he just throws it down the middle, that big league hitters whiff at it. And when I was doing the research, that's what it is. When his pitches, when he leaves them over the plate, he gets hammered. When he spots them and gets them on the corners, he gets swings and misses. So it's command. It's command of his fastballs that are important for his success. But there's more. I did the splits on this, and it turns out that he can't get left-handed big leaguers out. It's a small sample size, but if you go, well, what happened in those 2 Cubs stints? And I'd go, well, here's what happened. In 2023, left-handed big leaguers, here's their slash. They hit 600 with a 667 on base and a 700 slug for a 1.367 OPS. He can't get lefties out. In his 2022 big league stint, lefties hit 308 with a 406 on base and a 462 slug. So he left-handed hitters. Well, we take the next step. Why is that? Well, he's got this circle change, throws in the low 80s, but he hasn't used it, didn't use it in the big leagues because he doesn't have confidence in it. Well, he's going to need that, right? He doesn't have a pitch that he can go to his wipeout pitch to lefties. He doesn't have one. He needs that circle change, that change that dives and sinks down and away. All right, so is Caleb Kilian going to be able to A, command those 3 fastballs? B, is he going to come up with some kind of a pitch to deal with major league lefties? And to me, I don't call him up and give him his third chance until I see those 2 things, right? So I don't know if it's going to happen. I mean, again, he's 26, 27 years old this season. If he was going to have a circle change, wouldn't he have it by now? So I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm just a Cub fan. I don't know anything. I don't know what they're doing. Pitching coaches are probably trying different things. But based on the numbers, that's kind of how I see it. That's where I came down with Caleb Kilian. And we'll just have to see. I mean, at this point, for me, I'm not optimistic. I think I've seen enough because of his age. Maybe just going to be underachieving. But at least we know what to look for, right? Command of those 3 versions of his fastball and see if he can throw that curve at all. But it's what's he going to do against lefties? Because right now, if you're the opposing manager and Caleb Kilian's pitching, you're going to pack lefties in there. And they feasted. So we'll have to see what happens. But I found it very interesting to kind of get to know and understand why Caleb Kilian is where he is, why he's such a question mark. And we'll have to see what happens. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button for me. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you soon. Go Cubs, go.